But I feel it coming from deep, deep inside my heart, my soul. I've been trying to reach it. I think that's the journey we've all been on. We've been trying to, we've been on this excavation, right? Digging and swimming in this cave, and then like swimming through our emotions and old memories and dreamscapes in order to reach our hearts, to uncover it, right? It was under there, buried. And that's kind of what I've been feeling. And it comes from discomfort. It comes from this discomfort, and then you start feeling it. If you allow yourself to not escape, you know, and try to distract yourself and escape the discomfort, and you sit with it, and you reflect on it, and you get to the origin, you know, you follow the thread. You follow the thread and to see where it takes you, and then boom. It's not always easy to finally confront what you discover, what you uncover. But I also feel like we always knew it all along too, what we were avoiding. We just prolong the time, which really creates more suffering. I mean, at least for me, that's been my experience. And when I speak from my own experience and my, and the way I've felt things and I've experienced things and perceived things, so it might be different for others. But I think as humans, right, we all know what it feels to feel pain, to feel loss, to suffer, right, in different ways, to love, to hope, to dream. Oh, got the breath card, and I think breath is very important. I know for me, sometimes I get busy during the day, and I notice that I'm not really I'm taking very shallow breaths, and so I have to sometimes stop and like really become aware of my breath. Breath is life. It's our energy, it's vitality. Inspiration, that's what the word inspiration means. To breathe life, to inspire, in breath. And on that note, I wanted to read a little passage. I've been wanting to get this book. Wherever you are, wherever you go, there you are. And that is the truth. That is the truth. No matter where you move to, no matter where you go, no matter who you're with, no matter, it's like you take yourself wherever you go. And especially for me, first time moving away from where I was born and raised and being in a new place, you think a new job, a new location, a new thing, but it's like you bring yourself with you, right? You bring all your habits, all your patterns, all your tendencies, all your talents and skills, all your experiences, all your previous experiences, right? All that stuff comes with you. So there's no running away. I think that that's part of what healing is. I think healing in its simplest form is being in relationship with yourself. I don't think that we're really taught that. I know that I wasn't. If anything, I was taught the opposite, and the relationships in my life were just reflecting that. It was reflecting my own relationship with myself. I was totally disconnected to myself, disassociated half of the time. A whole bunch of things, and it was just mirrored back to me in my relationships. And so I had to heal myself, which meant forgiving myself and getting to know myself and who I am, and really looking at my choices and my ways of thinking and perceiving things, and sometimes I had to keep revisiting those lessons and keep revisiting those until they became conscious, until I finally became aware of them. Not from like an intellectual, because then intellectualizing too becomes a way to escape and not really deal with the real felt emotions that get stuck in our bodies. That's what happens with trauma. If something traumatic happens to you, and we all have experienced some level of trauma, and we don't process it completely, it stays stuck in our body, and then that gets passed down through generations. Like when you think of the previous, like when I think of my parents, for instance, or even my grandparents, not that they don't have the ability to change, because they can, but they are who they, in their adult old life, they're already who they've become, and they're conditioned by all the things that they had experienced before. So it's not only their own, through their own family, right, through their own family system. It's like the bigger, you have to think about the systemic oppression that they all went through, right? And that also dictates the way they see themselves, the way they see other people. It informs cultural norms and belief systems. And so these older generations didn't, they did the best they could with what they had, right? And so now I feel like the way you break that, how you break that cycle is by healing yourself. And they say that when you heal yourself, you're healing 7 generations before you, right? And that's 7 generations ahead of you. And so it extends, right? It's like this it's like almost throwing a pebble in the water, and it ripples through different timelines, and we try to break the cycle so that it doesn't continue within our own families and the next generations that come. But anyway, I wanted to read a passage. I got into, you see, I do that a lot. Very short passage, but it's called "This Is It." No, this is not it. This is not it. Capturing your moments. Capturing your moments. So it says here, the best way to capture moments is to pay attention. Very simple, right? It sounds simple, but it's practice it, and it's not easy. It is how we cultivate mindfulness. Mindfulness means being awake, and we've been talking about this awakening, right? We're being, everything that all the disruptions that are happening outside of us, right, are just awakening us. Like, hello, wake up. So it means being awake. It means knowing what you are doing. But when we start to focus in on what our own mind is up to, for instance, it is not unusual to quickly go unconscious again, to fall back into a automatic pilot mode of unawareness. Yes, this happens all the time. It happens to me throughout the day. Like one minute I'm very present and aware of my surroundings, aware of what I'm feeling, where I am, all this stuff, and then aware of my thoughts, and then all of a sudden I can easily like drift into this like unconscious state. And we do it all the time throughout, and that's why it's like practicing mindfulness helps us. It's like exercising, right? Conditioning your muscles. So you're conditioning your mind to be able to retain that awareness for longer periods of time, and so that you're constantly in the present moment and not drifting into things that happened in the past, or projecting into the future, or when I started meditating and I'm able to sustain it, I start observing my mind, and it's like you have all these random thoughts, like one after the other, thinking about what I ate yesterday, and then it jumping to like something that happened 20 years ago, and then I'm like wondering about like my mom, should I call her, like all kinds of random shit. And so it's like, it's like a wild horse almost, and you have to kind of learn to tame it, and to understand it, and to unify to its stamina, to its energy, to its and so and that happens with awareness, right? Anyway, let me finish reading here. So falling back into autopilot mode of unawareness. These lapses in awareness are frequently caused by an eddy of dissatisfaction with what we are seeing or feeling in that moment. That's interesting, because I never thought of it that way, but it's saying that these lapses of unawareness usually happen when something's like, I guess when we're feeling restless, right? Some dissatisfaction with we're not able to accept reality as it's presenting itself, right? And we're like, I don't want to have to deal with this right now. And so that creates the lapse of awareness, because then it's like we're just trying to resist and escape, and we're like manipulate our way out of it. And then you lose awareness when you're so busy doing that, right? It's almost like disassociating. You totally disassociate from yourself, and you're not really in your body. Because to be in the present moment, right, you have to feel with all your senses. Like, what am I feeling? Where do I feel tension? And you focus on your breath. The temperature in the room. The temperature, like right now, I'm noticing that my hands are cold and stuff like that. So anyway, you have to be in your body to be in the present moment, which is not always comfortable, right? Because that means that we have to feel our feelings, and sometimes we have to feel really shitty feelings, like we have to feel grief and loss, or anger, or like frustration, fear. So it says here, you can easily observe the mind's habit of escaping from the present moment for yourself. Just try to keep your attention focused on any object for even a short period of time. You will find that to cultivate mindfulness, you may have to remember over and over again to be awake and aware. We do this by reminding ourselves to look, to feel, to be. It is that simple. Checking in from moment to moment, sustaining awareness across a stretch of timeless moments. Being here now. So, yeah, that's a good exercise, a practice to do every throughout the day, right? Even if you're at work, at the office, you're walking, you're doing chores at home, wherever. It's like always kind of returning back to yourself. Am I aware right now? Am I awake? Great exercise. So I wanted to read that, but then it also connects to this, which I thought was beautiful, because we've been talking about breath. Keeping the breath in mind. It says here, it helps to have a focus for your attention, an anchor line to tether you to the present moment. So we were talking about, right, becoming aware. One way to do it is through your breath, and to guide you back when the mind wanders. So maybe a focus of your attention can be your breath. Yes. The breath serves this purpose extensively well. It can be a true ally, bringing awareness to our breathing. We remind ourselves that we are here now, so we might as well be fully awake for whatever is already happening. Our breathing can help us in capturing our moments. It's surprising that more people don't know about this. After all, the breath is always here, right under our noses. I feel like I'm not gonna read anymore because but I feel like the more I grow and the more layers I peel off and all that, it's like I'm stripping away all this other stuff, like all these things that I thought I needed, all these practices, techniques, these tools, these whatever, these beliefs. Like I keep simplifying it more and more and more down to like things like this, just like being present. I think just being present. And as I work with my with the patients in the children's hospital, that's where I'm doing my internship right now. That's what I'm learning working with children. It's like being in the present moment, just being there, present, fully present is like the most therapeutic thing you could do with anyone. The most healing thing you can do, the most loving thing you can do is just to be fully present with someone and witness them, not perceiving them as you wish them to be, or like, putting your own ideas and biases on them, or your own projections and judgments. But just being a witness to this other life, to this other existence. And being in a hospital where children are so sick and like fighting for their lives. We lost a patient recently, and being so close to death and being reminded of my mortality, like it makes me really remember what's important. And it's not all this gimmicky shit and all this glitter and gold and all this stuff. It's just being here, being present for yourself, not abandoning yourself, not betraying yourself, and just being with, taking care of yourself and being present for others. And that in itself is a feat, and that takes a lot of effort, just doing that alone, I feel. And so that's what I've been practicing these days, just being here now. And it's not always easy. There's days that I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to deal with this, or I don't want to have to face that, or I don't want to feel this, because it's scary and it's heavy and it's dense and it's makes me feel sad, and maybe I have to cry and so, you allow yourself to feel whatever comes up in that given moment, and that's the challenge. It's like being on a roller coaster, because life is unpredictable, and we're definitely unpredictable, and we're inconsistent, but we're also brilliant, and we're also magical and capable of so much. So yeah, we're complex beings. Sometimes you just have to breathe. We could do that now. I'm gonna close this out. This is my gift to all of you. Can't believe it's 2025, the end of 2025. 2026 is upon us, right around the corner. Sending you all lots of love, resilience, strength, hope. We need a lot of hope. Mucho amor. Bendiciones.